Hello everyone, welcome to the England Hockey League preview podcast for Week 3. I'm Andy Day, your host. Later on, I'll be catching up with two unbeaten teams in the men's and women's Premier Divisions. But first, let's look at the women's Premier fixtures for Saturday, the 5th of October. Two matches at midday, Sutton Coldfield and Loughborough Students, and at the same time, University of Nottingham and East Grinstead meet. 12:15 for Clifton Robinson's Bowden, 2:30 it is for University of Birmingham and Reading. Hampstead and Westminster Holcombe is 4, and the late game at 8 o'clock is Surbiton Wimbledon. Match day 3, and there are 4 teams with a 100% record going into this weekend. East Grinstead are one of them and travel to the Midlands for the second time in a week as they play a University of Nottingham side who have a win under their belts already. Their last meeting was on the 9th of March 2024, University of Nottingham 2, East Grinstead 7, Beaver Mills scoring 3, and she already has 2 goals to her name this season. Staying in the Midlands as Sutton Coldfield host Loughborough Students. Both teams are seeking their first win of the season. This looks like a tasty lunchtime fixture. Two teams who have lost both of their opening fixtures meet as Bowden visit Clifton Robinsons. That record can't continue for both teams after this match. Is there a first win on the cards? From the archive, Clifton met Hightown, as both were 35 years ago in the opening week of the Typhoon National League. Hightown won 3-0. 100% Reading are at University of Birmingham. Both teams certainly know where the goal is, and I fancy defences of both sides will be on high alert. Hampstead and Westminster are at home again after collecting their first 3 points of the season last week. Holcombe take that perfect record to pad rank, but the history books are not on their side. Holcombe are yet to beat Hampstead and Westminster in the Premier Division. This fixture is part of a double-header between the clubs on Saturday. League leaders Surbiton complete the list of teams with 2 wins from 2. They're in the showpiece fixture at 8 o'clock on Saturday night under the lights. They host Wimbledon, who have 1 draw to show from their opening pair of fixtures. It's going to be a special atmosphere, and we'll hear from Surbiton's manager James Baker a little later on. Leading the goalscorer chart are Hannah Pearce of University of Birmingham and Isabel Young of Surbiton, both on 3. A special mention too for Mila Welch, East Grinstead's goalkeeper, who has yet to concede this season. How do the 5 men's fixtures look on Saturday? Beeston play Cardiff and Met at 6 o'clock. At the same time, Hampstead and Westminster host Holcombe. 6 o'clock also for Old Georgians and Richmond. 6 o'clock too, Southgate, Oxted. And bucking the trend at 6:30, Bowden play East Grinstead. The latest game on the list is a meeting between 2 teams, both seeking their opening points of the season. Bowden at home to East Grinstead. They last met in the Premier Division in 2011-12, who will come out on top on Saturday. 2 wins, 14 goals scored and top of the league. Things are looking good for Old Georgians. They face Richmond at home, who played 2 tiring matches last weekend. A relatively short travel this week for them, but with the hosts in blistering form, a tough ask for any team at the moment. Beeston come into match week 3 in good spirits, with 4 points secured already and Henry Croft continuing his great goal-scoring form. Cardiff and Met travel to Nottinghamshire with an impressive recent away record to draw from. That said, the Bees won both meetings last season. Southgate are keen to get points on the board this week. They welcome Oxted, 1 loss, 1 win, to Trent Park, and this is going to be a very competitive match. With the early season table starting to take shape after this weekend, unbeaten Hampstead and Westminster versus Holcombe looks important. A win for Holcombe will maintain their 100% record. A win for Hampstead and Westminster sees them on 7 points and leapfrogging Holcombe. Fascinating game in prospect. This match is my pick of the week. Surbiton versus Wimbledon is postponed until the 4th of November because of the Euro Hockey League, but they will meet on Sunday if they both win their opening KO 16 games, vying for 1 remaining spot in the Easter quarter-finals. Should that happen, either Wimbledon or Surbiton will join already qualified Old Georgians. More information, head to Surbiton social media. Top goalscorer is Sam Ward with 5 goals. Don't forget to visit England Hockey's socials for full listings of games and details of where games are being streamed. Today's interviews take us to Holcombe men and Surbiton's women's teams. It's time to meet Holcombe's number 19, Mo Meir. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thanks, and yourself?
Doing all right. 9 goals scored, a 100% record. Surely you're happy with the start to the season?
Yeah, it's been a good start to the season. We had a good pre-season away in Belgium, so it's just building on that pre-season, and the form's continued into the first two games.
And there's an important fixture coming up at the weekend, Hampstead and Westminster away. How are you approaching that one?
I think we are just focusing on each game at a time, and Hampstead being a big game, one of our rivals or top six rivals. So, same as every other game, we're training hard, putting in the work in training, and just fine tuning for that game against Hampstead on Saturday.
There's been a busy summer at Holcombe.
Yeah, it has been a very busy summer. As everyone's aware, Barry Middleton left, David Ames left, and a few other players left to either go abroad or join other clubs. Quan Brown signed for Holcombe, and we've had, I think it's 9 signings in the summer. So it's a fresh team, a new team. But, boys have gelled and enjoyed being part of the Holcombe team so far, and, long may it continue.
You've been sharing the goals around as a team, threats from everywhere. You've got goals from Shaw, Ramshaw, Russell, Marcano, Ali and Boo as well. What's it like being part of a free-scoring team?
I think the previous seasons there's been a focus on Nick Banderak scoring a large number of goals. So this season it's good to see everyone contributing. We're scoring from midfielders scoring, forwards scoring. It's just maybe the style of play, the change of style that's contributing to the numerous goal scorers.
What's the overall goal for the season at Holcombe?
The first half of the season, the goal is always to finish in the top 6. Once that is done, we go into the second half of the season, and then try to win the league. So I think we're taking it one game at a time, with a new team, building all these new connections, with each game getting closer, stronger. I think first prize, top 6. Once we reach top 6, is then try to push on to try to win the league or as get close to the top as possible. And then the third phase is to be there in the finals week. So I think those are our short-term goals as well as our long-term goals, is to do as best as possible in the league and try to secure an EHL spot for next season.
Thanks so much for your time, Mo Meir of Holcombe.
Thank you very much.
Welcome along, James Baker, women's first team manager at Surbiton. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, Andy. Thanks very much for having me on. Looking forward to it.
2 wins from 2 this term and top on goal difference. What have been the highlights of those opening fixtures so far?
Yeah, there's been a fair few actually. It's a good, solid start. We've had a bit of a turnover of players this season, losing 5 or 6 of our mainstay of our squad from last year. It's been really good to integrate the new players. Good to see some of them get on the score sheet as well. Bringing in a couple of youngsters who have started really well. But yeah, very pleasing to get 6 points on the board. A good solid start. And yeah, good platform to keep going for the rest of the season.
You mentioned the new players. What's your preferred approach? Rotate or in at the deep end for them?
Very much in at the deep end. But we do like to make sure that we've prepared them as best as possible in the lead up. We take training very seriously. We take our role off the pitch very seriously as well, trying to help support every player, not just the new players, but every player with the stuff off the pitch, and then making sure that they are absolutely ready to go. Playing in the first team is a big honour, and we want to make sure that everyone is fully prepared. And I think we're seeing some of the fruits of that in the first 2 games.
Surbiton have been very successful, 9 titles since 2013-14. Is the goal to win back-to-back titles for the first time since 2019-2020 possibly?
Yeah, we obviously last year was a change in the management and coaching team. So coming in last season, we wanted to make sure that we could offer some of our strengths to help go back to winning the league title, and fantastic day in the playoffs, but also winning the Euro Trophy and runners up in the indoor. It given us again that quest to go on again this season and win the outdoors, try and knock East Grinstead off their perch in the indoor, and then go medal in EHL in April.
Mentioning the EHL, the men are playing this weekend and hosting as well as a full game day already. Do you approach the game differently because it's an 8 p.m. start on a Saturday?
Yeah, we're going to have to prepare slightly differently. We anticipate a big crowd, and being on at 8 o'clock, following Wimbledon men and our own men, it should mean that there's a really, really bumper crowd there, which is a bit different for a lot of our players. 8 p.m. is the latest, I'm sure, that the club has pushed back in a while. So we will prepare in the same manner in terms of how we approach it, but we will try and take away some of the distractions that might be there at the club by making sure that we approach it in the same manner, mentally, physically, and make sure that we perform and get those 3 points in front of what hopefully a big crowd is.
Are tickets still available for this weekend?
Tickets are available still. You can buy them through the Surbiton Hockey Club website. If you do want to come and watch the women play in the evening, there will not be a charge for that. We want to give everyone an opportunity to come down and watch us under the lights in what should be a really good day. So if you are just wanting to come down and watch the women play, you will be able to get entry from 7:30 without cost. There's been a lot of changes already over the summer. The banks at either ends has now got better standing areas with stairs so people can see with greater clarity. The clubhouse renovations will be taking place over the next 12 to 18 months. And it's a really, really great place to be. And we really, really hope that people enjoy coming down, and we're going to keep trying to improve every single aspect of the match day. And hopefully, for the women and the men's side, we get to see those massive crowds come down and help support our teams.
Many thanks to both James and Mo. The new season is heating up as the supporter scarves appear along the sidelines around the country. I've been your host, Andy Day. Join me again next week for your essential quick guide to the upcoming fixtures.